This bee is ticked and it is going to sting the heck out of me. 1, 2, 3. We are just outside of our lodging here at Mount Kinabalu in Borneo, but we have been seeing these massive bees flying around the parking lot and in and around the gardens surrounding this property. So I've got my bug net. I'm gonna try to catch one, ID it, and if it's interesting enough, we're gonna put it on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Already starting to sweat. It is heating up, but that's what we want. That's what's gonna bring all the wasps and the bees out to forage. You need heat, you need sun. We've got them both. Oh, you see what I see? Big orb weaver. Oh, look, it's eating. It's in the middle of wrapping up some prey. You're careful, but I think we can step up on this. Yes. Whoa. Let's let it finish wrapping its meal, and then I'll attempt to catch the spider with my bare hands. And it's about as big as my hand too. Now these are called golden orb weave spiders because they have a golden hue to their web. Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
Oh. Another insect just flew into the web. Spider picked a great spot. Oh, she's backing off her meal. Gonna go in for the catch. All right, yeah. Okay, got it. Web's still intact. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. This is a really good size golden orb weaver. Very hard to get a bite from one of these, but it's not unheard of. And I've been told that their venom can be super painful if bitten.
Whoa.
Look at how colorful its abdomen is. Oh my gosh, it's heavy. You can like feel the weight. Usually spiders feel weightless. Yeah, definitely a few grams on that spider. This is a big mama. This is likely a female, given her size. Out here chasing giant bees, only to come across a massive golden orb weaver spider. I'm gonna put this spider back in its web so it can finish lunch. Here you go, girl. Didn't even phase her. Right back to lunch. All sorts of bugs around. Just gotta catch the one we're after. Guys, we got giant bees right here. Roll your cameras, roll your cameras. Got this rolling? Okay. Right in the center. There it is. Oh, there it is. It's up there, I see it. I'm just got to go for it. Hold this, Asa. It's too thick in there. I'm gonna go around the backside. It's gone. Shoot. I didn't get it. Chased it all the way up here though. Okay, bees are out. Let's go back. I think they like those yellow flowers. Let's go back there, stake it out and see if we can get one. This is gonna be it. All right, guys, let's camp out back here. Yeah. Come on, guys, roll your cameras. Got him. Yes, huge carpenter bee. Beautiful blue wings, big bee. All right, here, let me get it into a container so we can get a better look. Yes, that is a really big and black carpenter bee. Oh my goodness, that is a super intimidating bee. And yes, they absolutely sting. It's time to go arm to stinger to find out just how painful it really is. There's our bee. Got our net. Doing the transfers. Gonna need a better container so you can see this bee. A little clear. EpiPen. So every insect or arachnid I'm getting bitten or stung by could be potentially a life-threatening allergic reaction. Always got the EpiPen. I'm just gonna put that over here though. Hopefully we won't need that. This is gonna be pretty gnarly. Now let's get it switched to the other container so we can all see it better. The bee, let's see if I can get it gently. Calming down. There we go. This bee has calmed down quite a bit since we caught it. Still have the net on standby in case it does try to get away mid-sting, which has happened before. First thing I noticed, besides the size of this bee, is how hairy it is. It has these long hairs all over its bodies, especially on the legs, the abdomen, and the chest. Just looking at it, it certainly earns the local name, the broad-handed bee. This is a beast of a bee, but let's talk about this species real quick before I take it out of the container. This is what's known as a carpenter bee, and there are carpenter bees all over the world, and the reason why they are called a carpenter bee is because of how they reproduce. Instead of making a hive or a comb like a honeybee, these bees will actually chew into wood, make a pollen ball, lay an egg with the pollen ball in the wood, and then they'll close it off. And that's where the baby bees, the larvae, will hatch, eat the pollen, and emerge as adult bees to do the cycle all over again. But that does not mean that these bees don't sting. They absolutely sting. And get this, unlike a honeybee, they can sting multiple times. So this is more similar to a hornet or a wasp where it can sting repeatedly. You might get swarmed at a picnic by yellow jackets or even honeybees, but these bees are solitary. They're not defending any hive or nest. But when I take this bee out of this tiny container, it's gonna start buzzing and it is gonna sting the daylights out of me. Now let's talk about how we are gonna rate the sting of this carpenter bee. We're gonna rate it, like always, on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. And I can tell you right now, just looking at the size of this bee and how powerful it is, intimidation is gonna be a big score. Pain, I'm gonna be shocked if the pain of this bee gets below a 5. I think it's gonna wallop me. And then of course, aftermath is something we'll have to track for the next couple of days. Don't worry, you won't have to wait. We're gonna skip past through all the waiting. So at the end of this video, you are going to learn where this bee rates against all the other insects and arachnids, scorpions, spiders, things I've been bitten and stung by throughout my career.
I think we're ready for it, Mark.
I'm gonna put this net on standby for everybody. If the bee starts to get away, grab the net and grab it, whoever's closer, okay? I have a feeling I'm gonna be in a lot of pain. I don't know if we're gonna be able to like hold this bee for very long outside of the capsule because it is super strong. So I'm just gonna get right into it. The bee's starting to fly, so I'm gonna have to do it under the net. Okay. Now, like most flying insects, it's gonna go up first. Just be careful. Dangerous game of grab the bee. Have it? I've got it. I've got it. Let go. Okay. Not my best hold ever. Let's see if I can improve this. You see that stinger going? Wow. Oh, it's big. Oh, that stinger is big. The abdomen here. Let's get a better hold. I got it, guys. Okay. Now you can see why we had it under the glass. This bee is ticked. And it is going to sting the heck out of me. Wow. I'm not looking forward to this. 3 times the size of your average honeybee. This is always the hardest part, getting stung. All right, I'm gonna do it right here. Right here. You guys got a shot? All right. I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with a giant carpenter bee. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. Ah! Oh, it's hot. Ah. Oh. Got away. I see a little mark. Good news, bad news. The good news is I did get stung. The bad news is the bee got away really fast. And honestly, guys, that was so chaotic. I tried to recatch it, I couldn't. And you can see this welt coming in right here. I felt the stinger go in, I think I got a full sting, but I'm not quite sure. We've got a little bit of daylight left. I say we take the net. Let's go back down to those flowers, that front line of bushes, see if we can catch another bee and do the sting one more time. I just don't know if I got a full dose, and I want to make sure. So let's go down real quick, guys. Now don't get me wrong, the sting of the black carpenter bee did hurt, but nothing could have prepared me for the bee that I was about to catch. Oh my gosh, that's bigger, right? Or is it my eyes?
Well, that's definitely bigger.
Okay, let's go back and do it. No fussing around. This bee is massive. It's so much bigger than the first one. It's gonna be even harder to hold. I'm just gonna do it. You guys ready? Not expect to get a bigger bee. Oh, jeez. You hear it's powerful? It is powerful. It's so big. Get down there. All right. One, two, three. Oh, wow, yeah. I did not get hit the first time. Wow. Oh, yeah. Did you guys see that sting?
Happened so fast.
Oh, yeah. I want to get away. All right. Just get this bee. Get up there, get up. All right. Didn't lose the bee that time, but it got me. That first one did not sting, guys. That first one definitely did not sting. You see the venom coming out of that hole? Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's burning. Oh. Big bee got me. Big bee got me. That bee's so big, it can't even extend its wings inside that container. It's too big for the glass. You guys see that? Oh my gosh. Look at the legs. I got stung by the beast. I'm glad we caught that second bee, because otherwise the Bornean black carpenter bee would have not gotten a fair BSI rating. We're gonna monitor this thing for the next day to judge the aftermath, but you don't have to wait a second. This is the official BSI rating of this giant black carpenter bee. Roll it. On intimidation, this bee's massive size and huge stinger set my nerves on fire. On top of that, it was also incredibly strong and one of the hardest insects I've ever had to wrangle. For that, I rank it a 7.5 out of 10. For pain, the sting of the second bee was shocking and about 10 times as painful as the first. After the first sting, I wasn't sure if this bee was even worth rating in a full video, but after being walloped by the larger bee, I can safely say the giant black carpenter bee of Borneo has a very painful sting, and I was immediately humbled. So for pain, I give it an 8.3 out of 10. Now the aftermath of this sting, like most bees, was the worst part. The sting burned and itched for days and caused swelling so severe that it covered my entire forearm and down to my elbow. Oh, that burns. At its worst, my arm felt like a water balloon ready to pop, so I rate the aftermath of this massive bee a 9.1 out of 10, giving the giant black carpenter bee of Borneo a total score of an 8.3, and rightfully earning a spot way up the ranks of the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Minutes after filming the sting of the largest bee I've ever gone up against, I noticed something even more striking buzzing around the brush. There's a bee. There's a bee. Got him. Got him. Yes. It's a blue one. You gotta see this. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. It's blue. Holy cow. I think it's now turned from a sting test to a sting comparison. Just a few minutes ago, I was stung by a big black carpenter bee, which walloped me. But I didn't know they came in blue. What's your bet? Black or blue? In this video, we're going to find out which of these giant bees has the more painful sting and which of them will rate higher on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. And we're back. We have one black carpenter bee and one blue carpenter bee, the new contender. I was stung by this black carpenter bee. A broad-handed bee is another name for it. Right there, yesterday, this bee is ticked and it is going to sting the heck out of me. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow, yeah, wow. Oh, I want to get away. All right, let's get this bee. You see the venom coming out of that hole? Oh, yeah, big bee got me. Big bee got me. And you can see in 24 hours, the swelling has expanded to cover nearly my entire forearm. You can see all that inflammation right there. Check this out, it even jiggles. Cool. But of course, as we were wrapping up yesterday, packing up all the gear, starting to film the aftermath scenes for the BSI rating of the broad-handed black carpenter bee, this new contender entered the picture. We have unlocked a new character, a blue carpenter bee. I have never seen a bee with a blue coat before. And it's not kind of blue, guys. Let's get a tight shot of this. It is really blue. We're talking sky blue coat all over the back of the bee, around the face, on the front legs, and it even has a blue iridescent shine to the wings. So, seeing that this bee is ultra colorful and aposematic, blue is a warning color, I'm thinking to myself, gosh, that black carpenter bee really packed a punch. But maybe, just maybe, the blue carpenter bee is even worse. In my mind, the bigger the bee, the bigger the sting. However, we know from all the sting tests we've done, size isn't the only factor. The potency of the venom means a lot. For example, let's take a quick look back at this small but ultra painful cow killer. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah. Holy moly. Yeah, that's one of the better ones I've taken. It is, I can already tell you right now, the swelling from this tomorrow is going to be so much worse than it is right now. And the pain, the power of the venom in this bee is fresh in my mind. So does the black carpenter bee, being a bigger bee, have a more powerful sting? Or will the real BSI champ be this beautiful blue carpenter bee? There's only one way to find out, and we came a long way to get here in Borneo. So if there's ever a time for a sting off between the black and the blue carpenter bee, this is it. And with that, I think it's time to enter the sting zone once more. What do you guys say?
It's time, Mark.
Okay, let's put the black carpenter bee aside for now and really focus in on today's new entrant to the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Now, I will be grading this sting, as always, on 3 factors: intimidation, pain, aftermath. Intimidation, it's a lot smaller than the broad-handed bee from yesterday, but the pain, that's what I'm interested in. That coloration could be a warning sign, could be a signal that this bee's venom is way worse than the broad-handed bee. But they're called carpenter bees because of how they reproduce. When a female bee wants to lay an egg, she will bore into wood. They'll leave one egg behind with a ball of pollen. They are pollinators. And then that larva will hatch from the egg, eat the pollen, emerge as a bee, and the cycle continues again. But for me, the takeaway is that these bees have jaws strong enough to saw through wood. And if it bites me, I'm in for a world of hurt. The aftermath, of course, we won't know for at least a day because we've seen what this can do in a day. And I am running out of canvas. Gonna address that real quick. Typically, for a comparison, I like to do the opposite arm or maybe another spot on the arm. This forearm is completely cooked. This forearm, I just got stung by a really strange insect earlier today, and it's wreaking havoc on me already. I've already got a big goose egg here, so I don't want to mess with that experiment. So I think the only blank canvas that I have to offer for the blue carpenter bee is a little further up my sleeve. So I'm gonna take a sting right here.
Mark, you look like Mama.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm gonna need a vacation after this trip, guys. I am getting nailed. All right. Okay. This is not gonna be good. All right, here we go. I'm gonna really try not to lose this bee. This is the only blue carpenter bee we've seen all week long. This is a rare one. All right, I'm gonna keep the net on standby. You guys ready?
We're ready, Mark.
Here we go. Oh, it woke up. Okay. Got it. Just so you guys know, I'm not hurting the bee at all by doing this. It is super tough. Oh man, see that stinger fishing already? Okay. I'm gonna have to do this quick. This bee is super slippery. That blue coat is so slippy. Okay, we got it. All right, here we go. I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with a big blue bee. On 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. Ah, bite me. Ah, yeah, oh, it got me. Oh, ah, ah, hang on, ah, it's biting me. He's in there, he's on. Oh, yeah, ah, yeah, oh. Ooh. Oh man. All right, someone get the net. Someone get the net. Cover him. Oh yeah, that stings. Get him back in the container. Come on, come on. Oh, it stings. God. Oh yeah. She's a biter. She's a biter. And she stings. That didn't happen yesterday. Took 2 really good stings. Multiple bites. Oh, gotta hang.
You okay, Mark?
Ah, dude. Oh, that was so much worse on this bite and the sting than yesterday. Like,
Worse than the black bee?
I mean, she bit the heck out of me. She bit me so hard I'm bleeding. Those bees can chew through wood. She had no problem popping through my skin. Look at that, guys. I'm surprised I'm not bleeding more for how bad that hurt. Okay. Okay. You get the shot?
We got it.
Okay. I don't want to do that again. I think I'm done with carpenter bees. My arm is like, what the heck? What is going on? What are you thinking? Oh man, the venom's starting to set in too. Let's see. Stings are down below. All right, let's roll into it. Where does the big blue bee rank next to the black carpenter bee here in Borneo? Let's roll the ratings. Here we go. On intimidation, the blue bee was a bit less intimidating than its larger cousin, the black broad-handed bee. Seeing them side by side and their stingers both on the table beforehand, certainly the black bee was a lot more formidable. However, the blue bee still gets a respectable score of a 7.2 out of 10 because that vivid blue color all over its body, which in nature can be used as a warning sign of high venom potency. For pain, the blue bee delivered with a huge dose of it right to my arm. It bit and stung me multiple times and would refuse to let go even when I tried to pull it off. The pain caused by its venom wasn't as distinct as the black bee, but the bite certainly made up for it. For that, I give it a 7.8 out of 10. And for the aftermath, the blue bee left behind a cluster of bite and sting sites on my arm. The bites all healed like an ordinary wound, but the venom made things much more uncomfortable. As it healed, it was joined by an unusually intense itch, which made the bite wounds hard to leave alone. However, the swelling and redness left behind was much less than that of the black bee, so the blue bee only earns an 8.1 out of 10. Altogether, this big blue bee ranks as a 7.7 out of 10 on the Brave Wilderness BSI, falling short of the black bee overall and sliding in just below the bite of the assassin bug. I've caught and been stung by some of the rarest insects on the planet, putting my body on the line against venoms that are completely undocumented by science. But in the hills of Borneo, my journey faithfully crossed paths with perhaps the rarest creature I've seen to date. It is a miracle we had our cameras ready to record this 1 in a million catch. What is that?
Whoa, what the?
What is that? Holy mother. That is a monster bee, guys. Oh my gosh. I think that's a mammoth wasp. It is aggressive. Huge pinchers, bright yellow head, massive abdomen. This might be my worst sting test yet. I hope you guys are prepared for a big one, because what you're looking at there is the giant skulled wasp, or more famously known as the mammoth wasp. Not only because of its massive size, but also because it is completely covered in hair, just like a woolly mammoth. Oh my goodness, and it is as intimidating of an insect as I have ever seen. This is bringing back memories of the tarantula hawk sting. I thought that was going to be the scariest wasp I would ever see. Ah! Ah! The mammoth wasp? Way worse. And let me show you why. I want to zoom into that head. Enormous mandibles on a menacing yellow skull cap right on top of its head. Reminds me of a gigantic yellow jacket, or dare I say, the murder hornet. And who knows, maybe one day, the mammoth wasp will be known as the murder wasp. Now, there's not much known about this species. To say it is rare does not do it justice. The reason you've likely never heard about a mammoth wasp before is because they are almost never seen, even by scientists. I saw a blog post from a scientist who claimed to have been searching out in these environments every day for 3 years, for 2 to 3 hours a day, and has only seen the species twice. Can you imagine? Over 1,000 days of searching. So the fact that we have caught one is amazing. And then of course, the fact that we're gonna test the sting of this insect, this one is gonna go into the record books of Brave Wilderness, guys. I can already tell. Not only is this going to be a super rare sting test, we're gonna have to do this one a little differently. So I'm not willing to take any risk with this one. We wanna be indoors while I do the sting test, just in case this wasp is able to pry its way out of the forceps while I have a hold. The chance to take a sting from this wasp and see what this is like is never gonna come around again. I fully expect the sting of this wasp to be excruciating because it is a parasitic wasp. Let me show you what this wasp is out there hunting. Besides nectar, which it does eat, it's hunting for these, the Atlas beetle, or more specifically, the grub of the Atlas beetle. You see, when these wasps find an Atlas beetle grub, they will sting it, lay eggs in it, so it's a built-in meal for the baby wasp. But because they use their sting to paralyze supersized grubs, it's going to need to have a super paralyzing sting. And at this size, the amount of venom that sting is gonna deliver, this will probably be the worst sting from a flying insect that I ever take. I'm gonna call it right now. I think this one's going to be off the charts on the BSI. Let's go inside, set up the sting table, and see what the mammoth wasp is really made of. Let's go. We've got the team inside this room here. We built a sting studio here in the heart of Borneo. And as excited as I was showing you this mammoth wasp, now is the moment where every sting test, the reality sets in that I'm gonna have to go through something usually uncomfortable. In this case, I think excruciating is the appropriate word. And there it is, right there. Here we go. We're locked in. Had we done this outside and the mammoth wasps were to escape, there is zero chance we would find another one. This is a one-shot deal. No matter what happens, the mammoth wasp is going on the bite sting index. What happens to me, that's what we're about to find out. Got forceps here, all right? Because there's no documentation as to the effects of this sting or the venom of this species. EpiPen. And then, of course, full hydration. This is a big one, guys. Had a lot of big stings over the years, but I don't think anything is quite as impressive as this mammoth wasp. If this is anything like the tarantula hawk, get ready for some fireworks. We're not going to take a sting on my right arm because it's pretty flared up right now after the carpenter bee sting. Oh, wow, yeah, wow. Oh, ah. Luckily, I got a good arm over here. Left arm, blank canvas for this sting. Now, everybody be aware, this wasp can easily escape. Be ready to react. Here we go. You guys ready? Gonna try to get it out. We're gonna see if we can do it without the bone. It senses that. Nope. Gonna need the net, please. To get this grab, I'm gonna put the wasp back in the net, stretch these out, try to get a good hold. This is a powerful wasp, so it's gonna take a lot of force. Oh! Oh my gosh. I got it. Don't worry, guys. Oh my gosh. Talk about aggressive. Let's try to get it like further up in the net here. This wasp is trying to dig, not going up like I expected. All right, come on, come on. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. Come on. Come on. Go up. Go up. Get in the net. Up, up, up. Good, good. Good. This is gonna be so bad. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. It's trying to escape. This is why we're doing it inside. Oh my gosh. Okay. 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 Holy moly. My heart is going about 1,000 beats a minute right now. I am struggling to compose myself. It can literally scratch its own back with its stinger. There'd be no safe way to handle this wasp, but it's now or never. I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the mammoth wasp on 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Ah, she's biting me. Ah! Ah, stung multiple times. Ah! The bite hurts too. Ugh. Gosh. Ah! Yep. Yeah! Scraping me. All right, all right, all right. Ah! Ah! Oh! Ah! Okay.
Describe the pain, Mark.
It's building. She stung me so many times. She was also biting me. See all those bite marks? All right, it's building. Letting the pain build. I got stung about maybe a dozen times, at least 8 times I could count. It just was hitting me again and again and again. And a long sting or two, blood's drawn. You can see it's starting to swell. You got like this rashy area, some kind of rashy things going on here. That might be from the biting. Those mandibles, I felt the most, just gnawing into my skin. I'm definitely sweating profusely because the nerves are firing off, but in terms of pain, I definitely took a bunch of good stings. I left it on there as long as I could. I don't know, guys. I'm not out of the woods yet. The aftermath could very well be the worst part. The sting site is really bad. It's already cooked, guys. Look at that. So now we're gonna rate this sting on 3 factors, like always for the bite sting index: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. We're gonna give this sting 24 hours to develop. We're gonna keep the EpiPen on standby just in case I start to have an allergic reaction, but here is where the Mammoth Wasp from Borneo rates on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Roll it. On intimidation, the Mammoth Wasp took things to a whole new level. Everything about this wasp is massive, including its stinger and its jaws. Plus, I was extra nervous because this is the first documented sting that we know of this species, so I had no idea what to expect. The Mammoth Wasp earns every bit of its intimidation score of a 9.8 out of 10. The pain was not quite as I expected. My nerves were on edge, so that rush of pain at the beginning was startling. It immediately jabbed me multiple times and dosed me with venom, which was a bright and red hot kind of pain, but ultimately it did not build to the likes of the tarantula hawk. It also fell short to the giant black carpenter bee, which I had faced 24 hours earlier, so it was fresh on my mind. Oh, wow, yeah! The pain from the black bee was so explosive that it sent shockwaves all throughout my system, where the Mammoth Wasp just didn't quite get that bad. So overall, I give it a pain score of a 6.9 out of 10. Now for the aftermath, which was indeed much worse than the initial pain of the sting. Over the next 72 hours, the sting site swelled up into a tightly grouped sting mound, showing massive amounts of inflammation and even bruising. It caused a deep, throbbing ache that lasted for days, and it was almost like having a broken bone. As far as lasting effects go, the Mammoth Wasp delivered a sting that was on par to some of the meanest insect stings on the planet, earning it an aftermath score of an 8.8 out of 10. Altogether, the Mammoth Wasp ranks at an 8.5 out of 10 on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index, climbing very high into the all-time rankings, but falling just short of the terrifying tarantula hawk. The animal that I want to find the most, the Trilobite beetle. All right, you guys ready? Cool? Let's get into it. Come on. I'm gonna be looking for stumps, old rotten logs, flat rocks, things that we can flip that might conceal some of the creatures that we're trying to find. Let's make our way down here to this creek. Nothing. Let's go over here. Oh. Really thought that when that started to move, that was gonna be a home run. All right, so we're making our way deeper into the rainforest here at Kinabalu. Ooh, big earthworm. Whoa.
That's a monster.
Yeah.
Hefty.
It is not squishy at all. It is really like super tough. Here, Andrew, feel the
Whoa.
It's getting slimy.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy?
Super slimy. Oh, no.
This worm just took a, oh, look at this grub. Ugh, even better. Check out that bad boy. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh gosh. Thanks, buddy. All right, I think we're done with this grub.
This was one gross log.
Yeah. Let's keep going. I know the Trilobite beetle is out here. We've just got to find it. If you're ever out flipping in any environment, whether it's rocks, logs, leaves, whatever it might be, always be considerate and try to replace the environment just how you found it. Watch your step there, major roots. Oh my goodness. Guys, look at the size of that millipede. Hang on, let me see if I can get it. Now some of these can emit a really nasty odor, so I don't want to spook it. You see, I can get it crawling on my hand. Look at the length of that millipede. Probably approaching 5 inches in length. And millipedes, of course, get their name because of all those legs. Millipede means 1,000 feet. Borneo is actually home to the longest millipede in the world. Now, I don't need to worry about this millipede biting me. The only thing you really need to worry about when it comes to millipedes are their toxicity. Some of them are poisonous, but they do feel really strange. Feeling all those little legs grip onto my fingers and crawl across. Andrew, stick your hand out real quick. I wanna show you what this is like. Let's put it on your finger. Don't worry, it won't bite. There you go. What's that like?
Whoa, that's crazy feeling.
They have amazing grip. And they use that grip to climb up and over logs and terrain out here in the rainforest. Well, that's a good start to our adventures here in Borneo. Let's go find something truly unique. Come on. All right, so far, so weird. We're finding all kinds of cool stuff. This environment is perfect for a trilobite beetle. They love tropical forests just like this, with tall tree canopies that allow very little light to reach the ground. Ow, nothing. No trilobite beetles yet. I really thought we'd see one by now. Covering a ton of ground. Probably hiked at least 4 miles already. Oh man, look at this snag. Oh, here we go. Another kind of millipede. This one's even cooler than the last one. What you're looking at is an armored millipede. They're called armored millipedes because you can see the segments of its body have these pronounced ridges, making it look like body armor. This is something that you could imagine seeing in the time of the dinosaurs. It looks like a living fossil. And here's something really cool about these armored millipedes. Let me show you. If there's ever a situation where this millipede feels threatened, look at what it'll do. It rolls itself into a tight little ball, and you can see how all those armored plates that are really rigid can protect the soft underbelly. Starting to must. Smell that. Actually doesn't smell that bad.
Whoa, it smells sweet.
Right? Like cherries. I'm not kidding, guys. This millipede smells like those red cherries that come in the syrup. What are they? Maraschino?
Maraschino cherries.
Maraschino cherries.
That's exactly what it smells like.
I can't believe that. I expected it to smell like musty and foul, but it actually smells kind of good. If anybody knows, tell us in the comments why this millipede is putting off an odor that makes it smell like cherries. So weird, but so cool at the same time. All right, guys, well, I would say this adventure is heating up. Every creature we're finding is getting more and more bizarre. Let's put this armored millipede back and keep heading down trail. Sometimes when you're flipping, you forget to just look. So I try to always make a rule of like 3 flips, observe. Oh, wow. Got a bit of a break in the canopy here. A lot of light. Oh, look at that hole. Bet something lives in there. Whoa, look at this log snag. Oh! Guys, I got something right there. Here, can you throw this in my backpack real quick? I'm gonna need both hands. Put your cameras right there. We got a trilobite beetle. Hang on. Nobody move. Got it. Got it. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. We got one. Huh. Yes. Dude.
Oh.
Trilobite beetle, baby. Woo! Oh man, I am pumped. If you guys are wondering, and if you can't tell, this never gets old. Finding a new creature for the first time, this is why I do what I do. This is what I love about making videos on Brave Wilderness, discovering creatures like the Trilobite beetle. Wow, I feel like a little kid again, guys. Okay, first of all, it is a beetle. I know it looks a lot like the millipedes that we found earlier on this adventure, but it is not a millipede. And it gets its name because it looks like a trilobite, which of course trilobites have been extinct for hundreds of millions of years, and we only know them by their fossil remains at this point. Now, I've actually dug up trilobite fossils in Utah before that were over 500 million years old. And I have to say, those fossils really do look like the trilobite beetle that you see here today, especially those upper body segments. This is nearly a living version of an animal that looks like something super prehistoric. Right away, first glance, you're thinking millipede. Then you see how it slinks its body along, and you're like, man, is that some kind of worm? Is that some kind of larva? It kind of looks like a helgramite like we've seen along the streams in North America, but it's definitely not. And then you go to the tip of the head there and you see that tiny little head with its beady little eyes and its two little antennas sticking out. Look at its abdomen, guys. It almost moves around like a little inchworm. It has like a little foot at the back of its tail and just beep, inches along. As it's crawling around, of course I feel the little tiny legs making contact with my skin, but I'm also getting this like wet sensation. And I've noticed, if I flip it upside down, that little foot. Yeah, that little pad right there, it's wet. I can feel it slinking across. And I don't know if it's like laying down a track of pheromone or what, but it's cold and it's moist and it's weird. It's very weird. And they're very rigid. It's got a cool feel. Andrew, you gotta try it.
Whoa.
See what you think.
Whoa. It's like she has a suit of armor on.
Totally, and it is armored. That is a defense mechanism because look at how slow she moves. This is not a fast creature, so it's gonna rely upon that armor to ward off predators. Also, the aposematic coloration. I'm gonna guess that this insect has a pretty foul taste. And what's even weirder than its appearance is how different it is from its male counterpart. Let's take a look at the male version of this trilobite beetle right here. What? Are you kidding me? And here's the thing, guys. Scientists were puzzled by this for over 200 years. When this creature was first discovered, they could not figure out what the male of the trilobite beetle looked like. In fact, it wasn't until the 1980s that a scientist actually followed around one trilobite beetle for days and days and days, and it saw them mate. That was the only way scientists were able to find out the male version of this species, because the female is just so unique. And not anything against the male version of this insect. Cool looking beetle, right? But nothing is gonna top the cool factor of this female trilobite beetle. And this is probably gonna go down as one of the strangest creatures I will ever get to present to you on Brave Wilderness. The trilobite beetle. Yes! I hope you guys enjoyed this one as much as I did. I'm Mark Vins. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, let's go. Whoop. Let's go put this beetle right back where we found it. Looking for these giant ants is just gonna be a process of covering ground here at this coastal rainforest in Borneo. This area of the world is one of the most biodiverse places on the planet. There are all kinds of species that live out here, like tens of thousands of species of insects. There are countless species of frogs and lizards, a lot of snakes, and of course, even in the canopy, you could see something like an orangutan out here. This is seriously one of the coolest environments in the world to explore if you're into wildlife. But right now, all I'm into is giant ants. Let's keep our eyes to the ground so we can find one. Seems like good habitat for a big ant. Oh, here we go. Big carnivorous pitcher plants. These plants eat insects and small animals. And what they do is they actually emit a scent that will draw in the insects or some kind of creature looking for a tasty meal. This little door, like a drawbridge, will slam shut, and then that plant will seal, secrete enzymes, and digest the insect or the victim. Super cool. Great find out here looking for giant ants. So let's keep looking. I think it's starting to rain here. Rain on the canopy, but the canopy's so thick you can't feel a drop, especially when you're sweating this much. My gosh. And these ants are big, guys. Like, you will notice them. I would guess if you just stood silent in the forest, you could probably hear them walking. They're so big. Here's another trail. Way more clear. I like this trail. You guys want to take this one? Further into the forest for the giant forest ant. Oh, guys, I got an ant. I got an ant. Keep my eyes on it. Got it. Oh, buddy. That's our first giant forest ant. But here's the thing. This is a worker ant. This ant is less than half the size of the soldier that we're trying to find. Okay, let's keep looking. Watch the pitcher plants, guys. There's lots on the trail here. Try not to step on them. Oh, I got one right there. Big ant, huge ant. It is enormous. Oh my gosh, look at the size of that ant. Are you kidding me? Wow. Whoa, it just jumped at me. All right, gotta get in the jar. Gotta get in the jar. Okay, come on. Yes! Oh, we got one. Yes! Look at the size of that giant forest ant. Are you kidding me? Oh, that is a whopper. That is the biggest ant I have ever seen. Easily chunkier and more sizable than a bullet ant. Wow! All right, let's get somewhere. Let's get somewhere in the clearing and set up the bite table. Got one. All right, guys. Sting table is set. Or by the looks of those jaws, this is a bite table. We have our two giant forest ants right here in each container. And the reason I wanted to bring up the smaller worker ant is just so we could see the size difference of these two really large insects. The soldier, easily 3 times as big, maybe 4 times. That's why we're gonna put this worker ant aside and get the cameras in close so we can take a macro look at this huge soldier. Okay, here we go. Based on everything I've been able to dig up and research, by weight, the giant forest ant of East Asia is the largest ant on Earth. You typically don't think of ants being this large. Now, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna see if this ant indeed has a stinger, to see if this is a bite and sting test or just a bite test. I can tell you right now, just by looking at those jaws, this is definitely going to be a bite test. But let's get it out of the capsule and examine it for a stinger. Look at that, you see the abdomen swing?
Oh yeah.
Can't see a stinger, but there's really only one way to find out. Almost twice the size of a bullet ant. Let's see if it packs the same punch with its stinger. 1, 2, 3. Giving it every chance. Nope, nothing. And just for clarity, guys, I already knew it wasn't gonna sting because these ants have another very unique defense mechanism. Instead of inflicting a sting on any attacker, what they actually do is secrete formic acid. When they bite, they inflict so much damage, they're able to create an open wound, and then they can paint that formic acid in the wound, and it's supposed to burn like crazy. So that is what we're gonna be testing out today on this bite sting test. A sting that's delivered by creating an open wound and then throwing acid into it. Whoa, this is gonna be one for the books. It's time. It's time to enter the bite zone and the acid zone with East Asia's giant forest ant. Here we go. All right, guys, take a look at the jaws of this ant. Seeing those jaws is sending shivers up my spine, guys. This is going to really hurt. And the thing I'm most worried about is not only how bad the bite's going to be, but how long the jaws of this ant are going to be latched onto my finger. A lot of the locals out here will call these giant forest ants suture ants because once they bite, they clamp down and do not let go. The folklore is they used to use these to close wounds. So instead of stitches or staples, they would just use the head of these massive ants. All right, guys, so like always, we're gonna rate this ant on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. I think the bite of this ant is going to be immediately painful. There may be some blood involved. This is gonna be brutal. You guys ready?
We're ready, Mark.
I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the bite zone and get sprayed with acid by the world's largest ant. Right there, my finger, guys, on 3. 1, 2, 3. It just bit me twice. That wasn't a good bite. I gotta put it back. Hang on, I gotta get it back on. Did not lock down. Hang on. Not the bite. All right, here we go again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's getting me now. Let go again. Wow. It definitely has the power to bite hard. All right, I gave that ant multiple chances to bite me. It does not want to bite. It gave me a warning bite on the top, another little bite. I don't know if you can see that right there on my finger. Tiny slices. The jaws are razor sharp, but it's not locking down. I'm really shocked. I'm really surprised. Like, looking at this ant, I thought it was going to just savage my finger like the leafcutter ants that I've experienced in Costa Rica. But let me see if I can paint a little acid. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's definitely something there. Whoa. I can definitely smell it too. It's kind of like a vinegar smell. Different, but that's the closest thing I can relate it to. And it burns. Definitely has a burning effect. I could even see some redness. Yeah, you can see the discoloration. You getting that on camera?
Oh yeah.
It's turning like a yellow. Almost like instantly turning the blood like a black-brown color. Weird. That's crazy. I expected a lot more from the world's largest ant. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. A little bit of a letdown, but for good measure, let's rate the giant forest ant on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Roll it.
For intimidation, I can't imagine a more intimidating ant. It's literally the biggest ant based on weight in the entire world, and those steak knife mandibles, along with its bulldog reputation of never letting go during a bite, I have to award this giant forest ant a 9.2 out of 10. For pain, its jaws were sharp and easily sliced through my skin, similar to the leafcutter ants of Central America. However, this ant wasn't interested in locking down and released its bite only after a few moments. So while it was painful at first, it does not compare to those leafcutter ants. And the acid that went in the wound, let's just say the sting from that was painful, but not enough to add too much to the score. So all in all, it gets a 5.3 out of 10. The aftermath was surprising. The acid itself didn't cause any adverse inflammation or swelling, and the wounds from the bite quickly resolved and healed by the end of the day. So the real surprise here is that the world's largest ant by weight couldn't deliver much damage given every opportunity to do so. And for that, it gets a surprisingly low aftermath score of a 2.3 out of 10. And if you combine all of those scores together, the giant forest ant officially ranks at a 5.6 on the Brave Wilderness PSI.
Believe it or not, this was potentially the most dangerous step of my entire life. Oh, and did I mention this was an experimental craft? Jump in and miss grabbing the cage, you sink fast. Welcome back to Guadalupe, Mexico, the site of our very first great white shark encounters. Aboard the Socorro Vortex, we traveled over 175 miles to this prehistoric island in hopes of getting up close with the world's largest predatory shark.
Here we go.
And as millions of you witnessed, that's exactly what we did. But what if I were to tell you that we really didn't come all of this way for an ordinary shark cage adventure? What if I were to tell you the real reason we came this far was to embark on the single most daring mission we've ever attempted? Today, I will take you even closer to the most famous set of jaws on Earth in a one-of-a-kind shark cage submarine. By now, I'm sure everyone watching this video has at least seen images of a great white shark before. But have you ever seen a Spock? Probably not, because this self-propelled ocean cage is highly experimental and can only be piloted by one of two people in the entire world.
Now, the sharks will let us get close in this, or are they going to get close to us?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Meet Eric Higuera, our pilot for today's mission, and a world-renowned marine biologist and ocean photographer.
So no matter what, we're not going to sink.
Well, that would be the second step.
That's not what I wanted to hear. Eric, I want you to say, yeah, we're not going to sink.
You are in charge of monitoring your own air supply system. I won't be able to monitor that. If you run out of air, it's going to be your fault.
You're probably asking yourself, or maybe even yelling at your screen, why are you putting yourself in this situation? Well, what we know of these mysterious creatures has been limited to years of topside observation, cage diving, and the infrequent free dive experiences that only a few have lived to speak of. So this vehicle truly represents an evolution in our understanding of the world's most famous shark, which is also perhaps the world's most famous animal.
All right, so we had our debriefing with Eric on the self-propelled ocean cage, AKA Spock, and I have to say, I am so excited to get out there and in the water in this research vehicle. This is going to be probably one of the most unique experiences you could have with great white sharks in a safe way without free diving. I mean, certainly someday I'd love to have the opportunity to free dive with great white sharks, but this is about as close as you're gonna get here in Guadalupe. And now all we need to do is go get suited up, get our cameras ready, and get out there for some action.
As if this activity in of itself wasn't dangerous enough, the technical nature of this dive was also quite daunting. I would need to wear a full face regulator in order to maybe have communication with the pilot. However, underwater comms are notoriously unreliable. I would also be wearing a pony bottle BC in the case of an emergency bailout, in which I would need to rip off my full face reg to use it. Not ideal. Additionally, I would be wearing nearly 30 pounds of weight without fins, and I would sink like a rock 1 foot outside the confines of the cage. Oh, and did I mention this was an experimental craft? The connections and critical mechanisms were all exposed and at risk of damage from the divers. If I were to kick one accidentally, it could prove catastrophic.
Eric is in the Spock. I'm about to get in the Spock, and then we're about to get up close.
Okay, here comes the getting.
Okay, here we go, guys. See ya.
This was potentially the most dangerous step of the day, and potentially of my entire life. Jump in, and miss grabbing the cage, you sink. Fast. This was a one-shot deal, a no-miss scenario. This wasn't just water, it might as well have been looking off a 50-story skyscraper. This was it. Whew. As soon as I got hold of the bar, I pulled myself into the cage. And what had seemed roomy on the deck had suddenly shrunk, and there was barely any room to move.
All right, I'm all set. Ready to go.
But what was worse, my headset was silent. The communications had already failed. Eric and I would rely solely on hand signals for the entirety of the dive. In a way, I was now completely on my own. Once settled and breathing normally, I set the cameras and gave Eric the signal to launch. In an instant, we were off. The rush of water pressing against me as we glided below the boat was much more intense than I expected. Great, another obstacle. After adapting to these new sensations, the environment came into view. Clear and brilliant blues to my sides and above, with a dark, ominous floor below, which wasn't really a floor at all. Instead, literally thousands of feet of water. The sharks were all around us, yet none of them were in sight. So we began our descent in hopes of meeting a great white shark face to face. Eric zipped the Spock up and down, checking different depths for shadows and signs of movement. The thermoclines, or temperature layers, were dramatic. Each dive down would zap us with freezing cold water, and the light would retreat right along with it. It was very dark below 60 feet, a perfect environment for these sharks, as they have adapted retinas that are actually split, one part suited for surface light and one part adapted for darkness. And while we certainly require wetsuits to regulate our body temperatures to keep from hypothermia, the sharks are able to regulate their bodies all on their own. We had been looking for nearly 25 minutes without a single sign of a shark. But then, I saw a shadow to my right. It was big. I signaled to Eric to turn starboard, and as soon as he did, a great white swam into view. I should have been alarmed, the way it seemed to appear from nowhere. However, with my camera rolling, I was thrilled to feel our speed increase to keep up with the predator. I couldn't risk missing the shot. The shark easily outflanked us and for a moment seemed to be gone entirely. Then it quickly doubled back and was in front of us again. However, we never really got that close. A first sighting, yes, but the shot we were after, not at all. This adventure was far from over. After the relief of getting some footage had washed over me, I was back on the lookout. Great whites can grow up to 1 ton and over 18 feet in length, and swim at speeds in excess of 30 miles an hour. Even with the Spock to protect us, I couldn't help but feel completely outmatched. But who could blame me? It's not every day you find yourself in the kill zone, a favorite hunting ground of the great white. Again, we dashed around the grounds. Only sardines and other fish came into view. And after 45 minutes, I began to think that was it. That was as close as we were going to get. When then, Eric suddenly turned. He must have seen something I hadn't. I knew we were near the boat, but I wasn't quite sure how close. And then I saw the shark. It was swimming straight for us. All I could do was breathe and keep my camera as steady as possible. This was it. The encounter of a lifetime. Time slowed in that moment, and as the shark moved and swam back around for an even closer look, the fact that I was being observed and calculated by this creature was unmistakable. A real connection between myself and the shark that I've been dreaming to meet had finally happened. As it turned and swam away, a sense of relief came over me. I was ready to be back on the boat, but I wanted to tell everyone the tale of how obvious and beneficial vessels like the Spock would be for revealing the true nature of this misunderstood species. I certainly would be walking away today with a brand new perspective that I never thought possible.
Woo! We got really close to a shark. That was awesome. That was the shot we needed. So much more intense than I thought it was going to be. Just give me a second. I need to absorb the fact that I'm back on the boat. Wow, what an experience. Getting to be in the realm of the great white shark
and a shark cage submersible. Are you kidding me? That was the coolest thing I've ever done. The water viz got pretty bad at the end, but we did get to see some great white sharks up close. In fact, that last one I thought was gonna hit the camera. Huge thank you to the Socorro Vortex and all the crew that helped us out today. A special thanks to Eric for captaining the Spock and keeping me safe so I get those up close shots for everybody at home. I hope you guys love this episode as much as I did. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a second of the action ahead on Blue Wilderness. I'm Mark Vins. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next dive. All right, I'm gonna go warm up and dry off.
The violin beetle has the power to secrete and spray acid, which can make you go blind. And we're going to catch one.
We just started our search here, and we've already come across something really crazy looking. Check this out. Hold on tight if you have arachnophobia. That is a huge golden orb weaver. Wow, that is a giant one. Walk onto my hand. Oh boy.
Whoa!
Oh boy.
Watch out, Mark. He's on your back.
That's nerve-wracking. Where is he now?
He's in the back.
Right on your backpack. Right in the middle of your backpack. Yep. Gently.
Careful. He's coming back up.
Yep. He's climbing back up now.
Okay. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Whoa! Look at the size of that spider, guys. Oh my goodness. Look at that.
Now, is he dangerous at all?
These spiders possess a really painful bite. Luckily for me though, it takes a lot to agitate them enough to get a chomp. So if I just handle it carefully, I'll be just fine. Wow, what a spider. Are you kidding me? Look at the size. This is the biggest golden orb weaver spider I've ever seen. Well, this is a really good sign that we're on the right track. Up next, hopefully we find that giant insect that we're after. Let's put this spider back, keep moving up the stream. Ugh. These violin beetles are really good at hiding. Prefers darkness, tight crevices, near water. So we are in the perfect spot to start our search. Crevices of rocks, fallen trees, and in between sheets of fungus, actually. All right, hey, Andrew, I'm gonna try to flip this log, see what's underneath this.
Do you have a good feeling about this spot? Well, big ant nest, huge ant nest.
Where?
Up top, right by your hand. Watch out.
Oh, it got me. Well, first sting in Thailand. Got nailed by some kind of fire ant. Yeah, they definitely sting. Look at that, jeez. Lit me up. All right, gotta do that. Oh, monkey. Guys, bring your cameras over here.
Oh, cool.
Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
The monkey is hanging out. You guys hear that? Monkeys in the background making an alarm call, so we do have to keep our wits about us.
Oh, cool.
This jungle is home to leopards, bears, and even on occasion a tiger. Water, like the stream, is rare, and during the dry season, it's drawing in some things that can be super hazardous to myself and the crew. We want to find big overhangs. These violin beetles are enormous. So they're gonna prefer much larger spaces than say like a little crevice like this rock here. Let's go into this tree. Not seeing enough fungus. Do you wanna see fungus, smell fungus? It should be damp. That is where these insects spend almost the majority of their lives, except for their larval stage, where they'll actually live in the water. Oh, right there. Look at that. Hey guys, I got a crab.
Crab?
Cool. These are little forest crabs out here. And I bet they can pinch pretty good. Yeah, they can pinch pretty good. Yep. Ow. Ow, gosh, it got me the worst spot. That's, come on, buddy. Let go of me. If I just, come on. Yes. All right, I'm gonna hold it just like this. Didn't draw any blood, but man, that pinched really good. These crabs are all up and down the stream bed. Kind of looks like a shore crab that you'd find in a tide pool. Not used to seeing crabs near a stream. There are a lot of them out here. Look at that. See all that purple underneath its legs? Let's put this crab back. See you, buddy. Finding more wildlife, this is a good sign. I feel like we're honing in on those violin beetles. See this fungus? This is exactly what we're looking for. These kind of logs with fungus growing on them are the perfect habitat for the violin beetle. This is exactly what they like.
See anything?
No. The rest of the team found something. We're on our way. red-tailed racer. All right, you guys rolling?
We're rolling.
Okay. Looks like it's gonna stay put if I just... Oh. Turn it back
Careful,
on.
Mark.
It's okay, it's okay. They're non-venomous, but they are biting. Stay back. See if I can just get it out of this tree. Oh man, see him biting me? Can my snake hook her? Got it. See if we get him to calm down. All right, there we go. That was intense. Definitely turned around and struck him a few times. Luckily, this is a non-venomous species of snake. It looks almost like a green mamba in a way. So there's like a part of my brain that's like, don't get bit by the snake. See that? See it striking? Look how it's flattening out its neck. The more calm I am, the more calm the snake will be. Pretty rare to come across one of these racers because typically they're found much higher up in the canopies, hunting for anything that it could fit in its mouth. We're talking lizards, frogs, and even birds. I just had to take this opportunity to present this beautiful snake up close like this. We've got an audience of monkeys right overhead that are probably looking at me like I'm crazy. And all the things I've seen in Thailand so far, this is by far the coolest find. We're getting close. I can feel it. This is exactly the environment we need to search. See this underhang? I'm gonna get my flashlight out and I'm gonna get up under there. I have a feeling this is the perfect spot to find what we're looking for today.
You see something, Mark?
Oh my goodness. Guys, I got him.
You can see him?
Oh yeah, man, they are weird. Oh my goodness. There's about 8 of them. And
Did you say 8 of them?
there's about 8 of them. They're all hugged up underneath this stump or this log here. And I feel like if I can just get my jar on top of them, I'm gonna have a good chance of getting it into an area where we can film it. Okay, so I'm gonna use this. Wish me luck, guys. Here we go. That's not working.
Are they moving around in there?
Yeah, they're fast. They're really fast. This is gonna be a lot more challenging than I thought. Oh. You guys smell that? Smell that jar. That's the smell of the acid they spray. That is pungent. Okay, I'm gonna need to use my sunglasses. If I get sprayed in the eye, this is one of the real dangers of this animal is you get it in your eyes. The locals down here say that you can go blind. So I'm just gonna wear these sunglasses. I'm just gonna have to grab one. Got one right here. Just wanna try to get the catch. Oh man, this is gonna be gnarly. Got one.
Got him?
Got it. Get in the jar. Oh my gosh. That was crazy. Woo! All right. We got it, guys. Woo, yeah. And it was already secreting that defense mechanism. All right, let's get into an area where we can get this violin bug in a little bit better light so you can see why this is one of the strangest insects in the entire world. All right. It's time to get a closer look at the violin beetle of Thailand. Luckily there's more where this came from, but I want to try to be gentle. There we go. Look at that.
Whoa.
Are you kidding me? Have you ever in your life seen anything like that? I mean, you could clearly see why it gets its name, the violin beetle, shaped like a violin, and those wings on the sides of the body there are somewhat translucent, giving it this lacquer-like appearance. So I would say it's accurately described. Now, they do come in a couple different color varieties. This one is the toffee brown color, trying to handle it with the utmost care. They have a very potent defense mechanism where they can actually secrete and even spray butyric acid. I can smell it. Oh, it's definitely all inside the jar. It almost reminds me of like smelling salts. It's very pungent, it like makes your eyes water You can imagine if you were sprayed with a mouthful or an eyeful of that, you'd immediately turn the other direction and run away. Now you may be asking yourself, looking at the size of this insect, Mark, is that as big as it grows? Actually, no. They can get up to double this size. Now, getting a closer look. Oh, whoa.
Now, do you know where they spray their acid from?
They secrete the acid from the abdomen, and my guess is from underneath. I'm actually gonna try to pin the beetle so we can see the underside and maybe we can see it spray. See that abdomen right there? So it likely secretes that butyric acid right from the back of the abdomen. Yep. And that, woof. Oh, I just got a huge waft of it, yeah. Ooh. But I also want to show you, look at this. Look at the center thorax of this beetle. It's got like serrated edges. It almost looks like a knife on both sides of it. It's super bizarre and menacing. That head and neck, elongated. It's like a giraffe almost. Kind of looks like a giant assassin bug meets a cockroach, meets a mantis. This is truly the territory of bizarre insects. Easily the most unique looking insect that I've ever held. Welcome to Thailand, am I right? And you can see it has very long antennae. It's gonna be using those as sensories to navigate through the environment. And you can see how flat it is. Look at how flat its body is. It's specifically designed to fit between bark and bracketed fungus. Between those two beady little eyes and those long horned antennae, there's a set of jaws in the center of the face. These violin beetles are great predators. It doesn't seem to be too dangerous, but you never can be too careful when you're dealing with exotic insects in uncharted territory. How about that? I would call that a very successful adventure out here in Kankerchan National Park in Southwest Thailand, coming across what is, in my opinion, the most bizarre insect on the planet, the violin beetle. All right, let's put the beetle back under the log and head home. I can see that some of these chimps have recovered well, but others have lasting emotional damage and scarring from years of experimentation. Their healing process will be unique for each individual, but they need our help. And by the end of this video, you will learn what you can do to restore their dignity and give them a life worth living. For decades, man's closest relatives have been taken from their homelands in Central Africa to face unknown dangers with debilitating outcomes. They've been poked, prodded, tested on, and even sent to space. But in 2015, all that changed when the wild and captive chimps in America were listed as endangered under the Endangered Species Act. The chimp, now without a purpose to the organizations that use them for testing, were faced with life in a box. Until some brave heroes got together to give them another chance to breathe fresh air and see the green leaves of the forest once again. This is Project Chimps, and they're fighting to create a forever home for these forgotten primates. Founded in 2015 by a group of chimpanzee advocates, including Billy Joe Armstrong and Rachel Ray, they created a sanctuary that sits on 230 acres of forested land in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Georgia. Today I've been invited to Project Chimps for one of the biggest moments in the nonprofit's history. And I'm joined by India, one of the caregivers here. She will show us how much work goes into creating a better life for these chimpanzees and how they are expanding to improve their lives even more. But before we can learn about this landmark moment, we need to meet the chimps and learn what has already been done to date. So we mask up and prepare for our first chimp encounter.
Oh, wow. Hey, guys. We got a bunch of chimps right here in front of us.
This is Paul down here, closest to us. And then that's Lancelot with a mouthful of chimp chow. They get chimp chow twice a day. It's weighed out, and it's technically a nutritionally complete diet. But then we supplement produce on top of that.
And is this where the chimpanzees sleep at night?
Yeah, so they all come in here. This group, we actually have a good amount. Hi, Thomas.
Thomas.
So this group is a group of homebodies. They like to be in here. But at the end of the day, we call them in from the habitat, give them their dinner, any medications they need.
Next course number 2 will be fruits, and you can see some people are already getting excited.
We find ourselves calling them people a lot of the time too. They're not human, but they have personhood in the way that we experience personhood, the individual personalities.
It's so easy to recognize their mannerisms.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've got a big case of sweet potatoes, plums, and more plums. This is clearly a fan favorite. Let's go feed them. The more I interacted with the chimps, the more it became clear that each and every one had an individual personality. And within 15 minutes of feeding, I could already start to identify them. So how many chimpanzees live in this area?
In this group, we have 19. So there are 10 girls and 9 boys. Prince is the alpha of this group. He's sitting in that door, sucking on a plum pit.
Okay, so this is this dessert?
It basically, yes. This is pumpkin, applesauce, and oats, and some spices.
Well, could you use a hand?
I would love a hand. I just take about a finger amount.
A glob?
A glob.
It actually smells pretty good.
It does.
Getting it everywhere. How's that?
Perfect.
Okay.
Amazing technique. So this is something called fishing tubes that we do for them. And it replicates a behavior that they would do in the wild, which is taking sticks, long blades of grass, and fishing inside of things for other things. This is what Jane Goodall first observed when she was researching chimps.
All right, wow. That was cool. Bye, everybody. See you next time. Before we reveal the big thing that we came here for, can you tell us a little bit about how this all started? Like, what is Project Chimps?
It was made illegal to research biomedically on chimps in 2015. So all of these chimps that are living in labs need somewhere to go afterwards. So 2015, we bought this property, formerly a gorilla sanctuary, but we did a bunch of renovations, millions of dollars worth of renovations to make it chimp accessible. So climbing structures, swinging structures.
What is Project Chimps' mission with each individual?
Our goal is to provide exemplary care to them until the end of their lives. So live out their lives here in as natural of an environment as we can replicate in captivity.
Including, I heard, entertainment?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you have this beautiful backdrop. I mean, it looks like a resort. And I heard there's also amenities. Can you tell us about what's going on?
So something that's really important to us is enrichment and providing that enrichment for chimps. In the wild, they would be walking 50 miles a day. They would be foraging for all of their own food, but here they get more of a room service situation. So we clean up after them, we give them all of their meals, but we also provide extra things, enrichment things to fulfill their lives more. So give them a food-based enrichment twice a day. And then we also have themed enrichment every day. Or we'll do movies on tech day. So we have flat screen TVs in each of the buildings. And so we'll put on documentaries.
And I heard there's even like concerts?
So yeah, we do have concerts for chimps. So we have musicians come in from all over, local people. People will come in just to perform for them.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all that background, India. And now I'm really interested to go learn a little bit more by observing some more chimp behavior. And I think time for stop 2. Let's go. All right, guys, because we're gonna be making contact with the food that the chimpanzees are going to touch and ultimately eat, we have to make sure we protect them by wearing gloves and a mask. How do we feed a chimpanzee lunch at Project Chimps?
Yeah, so we got this slingshot rigged up, but it's super cool because we get to put the food inside of it, and we just pull it back, let it go, and it encourages natural foraging behaviors.
Look at that.
That's Noelle with her
Noelle
stick.
is hungry. All right, Noelle, I got this for you. Celery, you ready? It's lunchtime. Oh, too far.
Oh, Babs will go get it. She said, I'll get closer.
She's climbing up there.
She's a goofball.
There you go. Noelle, you're climbing the tree and they're gonna get this. The chimps have moved here to this platform. Apparently, there's a bit of like an ongoing challenge. If you can hit the platform with the lunch, serve it up right, 6 points. I don't know if there's any other point system, but it's 6 points and I want them. Let's go. Something's gonna stick. No!
2 green beans.
2 green beans. I mean,
that was a good one.
That's a lot of points. Yes. Noelle, this is for you. I see you looking. I like it. Perfect. Right in between. And there you have it. That is how you feed lunch here at Project Chimps, or one of the ways. See? Applause. While slingshotting lunch was fun, it's now time to go check out how Project Chimps is expanding and trying to create a much better life for the chimpanzees that call this place home. All right, well, India, the weather's changed a little bit on us.
Yep.
No big deal. It's all part of the adventure, guys, but this is what we wanted to show you. Let me flip around the camera and unveil the brand new annex here at Project Chimps. Are you kidding me?
It's
this
very exciting.
is like state of the art. Guys, this is not Jurassic Park. This is Project Chimps. This is not only the first day that people get to see it, but also the chimpanzees. Can you tell us a little bit about what makes this annex so special here?
The most special thing about this annex is that it has walls that you can see through. So there's a 360 view for the chimps inside of the annex as well as for the humans outside of the annex.
All right, so this is the Sky Bridge.
It is.
Oh man, this is so cool. Okay, so I take it chimpanzees in the villa. Access through the Sky Bridge.
Yep.
And then what is this?
This
There's
up
another
here,
thing here.
This is called the portal. So this is their portal from the Sky Bridge into the annex.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, so these are the operations for the doors. So this is what humans move to open and close the doors. They're locked, of course, very safe. And then in here, this is gonna be a chimp space. So these doors will all be closed and the chimps will have access to this room, the portal room, and then be able to go through this door out into the annex.
So this is like a barrier fence, it looks like.
It is.
I was told 2 acres of open space.
Yep. And then this is called the corridor. So it's our safety spot in case the chimp was to get out. We have this extra layer of protection for them. And then we
Okay.
have a door that they can come back in.
Very cool. I just want to show you real quick. Look at that. Green, both sides. It feels so nice standing in here as a human being, and you can only imagine how it's going to be for these chimpanzees. Now here's how it's going to go down real quick. Team's up there prepping the chimpanzees to be released into the annex. We've got a grand opening ceremony with lots of folks down here at the bottom. As soon as the ribbon is cut, we're gonna make our way back up the hill to try to see the chimpanzees crossing into the Sky Bridge. I wanna see those expressions. I wanna see their reaction to being in this awesome place. We're being called down. Here we go. It's game time.
So this will be the first time for most of these chimps where they can go outside and actually see the expanse of nature. We're giving them a world without walls. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They're already inside. Still trying to get all the chimps into the annex, but a lot of them flew right through, guys. They just already knew what to do. No instructions required. Boom, right through the Sky Bridge into the annex. This new area, checking it out, already playing on the barrel swings and the ropes. Look, oh, hey buddy. They love it. They absolutely love it. Gosh. Pretty emotional, I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of people down there. There's a few tears, a lot of smiles, a lot of handshakes, a lot of work has gone into this. And you could tell just how happy everybody is to see this day. I am blown away by that. Congratulations on opening the annex to you and your team and all the hard work for well over a year that's gone into this. I could see how much the chimps appreciated it and all the people that were here. And guys, if this video moved you, there are ways to get involved and to help out this project. Number 1, we have a donate button. You'll see here just right of the video. Every penny, every dollar counts. It goes right to Project Chimps. But India, what are some other ways people can get involved?
Donations are super important. Any little bit means the world to us. We love it. We also have the opportunity for you to come visit us. So you can come out, visit, take a tour. You can also do a lunch launch if you want.
Oh, so people can do their own lunch launch.
Yeah, they can do their own lunch launch. And then also if you want to get your hands dirty and be more involved, you can come and volunteer with us as well.
I encourage you to check out the link in the description. Get more involved with Project Chimps. India, one more high five for the road. Thanks again. I hope everyone enjoyed this one, and we'll see you all on the next adventure. What's going on, guys? We have landed on Rottnest Island off the coast of Western Australia, home to one of the happiest creatures on the planet. The quokka has become a viral sensation for its smiley demeanor, so we brought our cameras with us in hopes of snapping a selfie with Australia's friendliest marsupial. Let's go find a quokka. The only way to get to Rottnest Island is by boat, where it's easy to see that spotting a quokka is one of the main reasons that people make this voyage. Now, these boats follow a very strict schedule for leaving the island, so let's not waste any time and get right to searching. Here we go. I've got 3 hours to explore Rottnest Island to get that selfie with the quokka. Now, of course, they're friendly, but there are some rules about encountering the quokka. It's important to know that we can't actually touch a quokka. We have to respect them and not give chase if they want to walk away. Now, they are curious, so hopefully they'll approach us if they're feeling friendly, but at the end of the day, they are wild animals and we don't want to stress them out. But hopefully I'll be able to get up close enough with this camera to snap a selfie. What I have here is a 360 camera, and it's capable of capturing images from any direction, so this will come in handy when trying to get our quokka selfie. Throw that in the trash. Beautiful place. Great view, but I think the quokkas will be closer to the bushes and the shrubs off of the beach. Those plants are their food source, so that's where I bet they'll be. Now, these animals are endangered, but are found in their highest concentrations here on Rottnest. And they could literally be anywhere. We're seeing lots of quokka poo all over the place. This is a good indication that we are on the right track. This is fresh. Do you guys know what that is? What do you get when you mix a quokka and a poodle? Quokka poo. Blech. So far, no quokkas, but we do see one. We should be able to get some good video. A lot of the quokka are likely taking cover already to retreat from the sun. So, looks like this line of trees might be a good bet to get our encounter. We are very far south of the equator. It's only 9:45 in the morning, but the sun has already risen to really high above the horizon. And our guess is the quokkas are already sheltering for the afternoon. So we're going to scan this tree line here and see if we can find any huddled up. Now, these aren't very large creatures. They grow to the size of an average house cat. But when early settlers first landed on Rottnest Island, they confused the quokka with giant rats. So that's actually how this island got its name. Rottnest or rat nest is a long-standing term that's held the test of time, but of course is highly inaccurate. The quokka is not a rodent, it's not a rat, it's actually a marsupial, and arguably one of the friendliest little furry creatures living on our planet today. So I told myself if I was ever gonna get the chance to explore Rottnest Island, I was gonna do it because I wanna get my opportunity to get up close with the happiest creature, the quokka, and get my selfie. All right, here we go, we're gonna have a scan. Oh, got one. Guys, we got our first quokka. Hey, buddy. Hello. Hi. I've heard you are the friendliest animal in all of the world. Doesn't really care to say hello right now, though. Let's see here. Let's try going around this way. Hi. How are you? Do you want to come over to me? Say hi? Do you like cameras? No? No, you don't like cameras, huh? That's okay. We'll leave you be and find another quokka for our selfie. Let's move on. All right, guys. We have a quokka. Go be calm. I'm going in for the selfie. There it is. Hi, buddy. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a quokka, and it's hopping away. Hi. Let me go with my camera, see if I can get my selfie. That's a quokka. Let's see if I can get my selfie. Ready? Hi. Hi. Nope, didn't get it.
This little guy doesn't want us getting super close, so we're just gonna have to film with our zoom lens and find a happier quokka for our selfie. Oh, there's one on the other side of this wall. Look at this guy. He looks like he's smiling. Look at that. He's just hanging out on the other side of this fence though, so we'll leave him be. Hello. We're here for a quokka selfie. Can we hang for a bit? Now these quokkas in the fall will give birth to joeys that will be carried around in their pouch while they're being reared, just like a kangaroo, but it is nap time. Check that out. See, this quokka's about ready to go down for its afternoon nap. I think that means no selfie from this little guy. Gotta be under these trees. All right, guys, we have our quokka. I'm gonna come in, try to get my selfie with the quokka. Look at how tiny they are. Look at their hind feet. Definitely classic marsupial rear leg, and they can't hop. No, 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 no. All right. This is becoming tough. We are in the last hour of our search. Unfortunately, this midday sun is not working to our advantage. This is proving to be a little more challenging than I think any of us expected. Gotta find the friendliest quokka we can, and we gotta find it fast. This makes sense. Got a lot of shade, and we've got a quokka right there. Guys, this is our quokka. Here we go. Hi, buddy. Hi. I'm gonna approach slowly. Go around this way. Look at him. There he is. I'm gonna take off my pack carefully. I'm gonna grab this GoPro in case we wanna film with it. Hi, buddy. You guys come around to the other side. You having a little lunch? Hello. How are you? Okay, guys. We've got one. We are so happy to see you. I'm just gonna put this here. It's okay. No, no. Come back. Come back. It's okay. Come on back. Here. Here. It's okay. Yum, yum, yum. So, the quokka is very difficult to locate in mainland Australia. You can see why they would get into so much trouble with invasive species or other predators. Here on Rottnest, they do a very good job limiting the amount of feral cats and foxes that would make a snack out of a quokka. So it makes complete sense why their population is doing so well. And you are so cute and friendly. I'm gonna get a little closer, okay? Just a little bit closer. Look at it, how cute this animal is. There you go. You want this? You want this? I thought you were having lunch. Okay, we're gonna get ahead just a little bit. You can see this quokka is about to go down for its afternoon nap, but we came all this way. Gotta get that selfie. I don't think I've ever held so many cameras at once. We're gonna get that selfie. All right, let's go, guys. Hey. Hey. We found it nibbling on this branch. There you go. Yum. All right.
We're gonna let the quokka get a little more comfortable, then I'm going in. That looks good. I'm hungry too. Hungry for a selfie. All right. Look at you. It's you. It's you. Dang it. All right. We spooked the quokka. That's not what we needed. All right, guys. We're so close. Gosh, our ferry's coming up soon. We gotta get out of here.
Just when it started to look like the quokkas of Rotten Nest Island might be too shy for this selfie mission, something unbelievable happened.
Oh, we have more quokkas. I'm gonna have to leave these cameras behind, go in with the phone. I'm only gonna get one more shot. Hi. Here. Oh my goodness, this is it. We just hit the quokka mother load. This is what appears to be two parents and a little baby Joey. Oh my gosh, okay, I'm gonna try to get my selfie before I lose my chance. Hi. Hi. There it is. Hey buddy, smile for the camera. Hey. Got it. All right, that was it. We got our selfie with the quokka. Let me check it. Let me check it. Hang on. Are you kidding me? Guys, we nailed it. Maybe my best selfie of all time. That was awesome. Oh, what a day here exploring Rotten Nest Island and getting up close with one of the friendliest creatures and possibly the happiest animal on the planet, the one and only quokka.
If you enjoyed that episode, make sure to search for the Brave Wilderness channel on YouTube so you can join me and the crew on our upcoming adventures.